Caroline here, and today we're looking at How to Style Your Brand by Fiona. I really like this book, and I like it because it's lots of beautiful images, but it's also got tons of great advice for creating your brand and giving you lots to think about. So should we take a look at it together? Okay, so the first thing that I love is, of course, we've got to have some quotes. It's a business book, it has to have some quotes. But the first thing I saw was this, that customers buy with their hearts and not with their heads. And that is so true. People have got to love your brand. They've got to feel a connection to it. And part of that is having a brand that you really love, that has your personality, your character. And it doesn't matter what you're selling, whether it's a service, whether it's a product, whether it's, you know, something that isn't the most beautiful looking thing, you can still make your brand stunning and really attract your ideal clients into it. So this, I would say, is kind of a manual, a very beautiful manual that kind of talks you through the different ideas for your brand, what you need to think about. So we really liked this bit, didn't we, Charlie, which kind of takes you through a couple of questions. So the first is, what motivated you to style or restyle your brand? And that's the good thing with this book, actually. It's not just for if you're at the beginning stages of a business. Also, if you're thinking, I need a refresh, I want to go back and look at my brand, why I'm doing it, what do I need to change? This book is also really good for it.
Well, and one of our friends, Saskia Nelson, who rebranded Hey Saturday, it was originally Saturday Nights All Right, I remember her saying that she used this book quite, a lot in that rebrand, just to really ask herself questions. It does take you step by step through the kind of the process of creating that brand.
Absolutely. So here we've got, what makes you stand head and shoulders above the competition. So it really makes you think, why is my business special? What do I do that's unique? What do I do that's better? Because all of those kind of answers are going to feed into your brand and to make you think about what you want to focus on.
And it asks you quite honest questions. I mean, they're quite deep diving questions. Is there a type of client you're not currently attracting? So you need that honesty so that you can actually drill down and work out, okay, what do I need to tweak? What do I need to change?
Absolutely. And there's lots of gorgeous kind of colour palettes and things in here. So you probably can't see it all too well, but lots of really good examples of brands, and not just kind of their logo, but how they fit on the products as well.
One of the things it talks about is sort of aligning with seasons and working out sort of whether there's a season that fits your brand, and then there are colour palettes specific to those seasons.
Yeah, I love that bit. And this for me is really key. Who exactly should this new brand identity blow away? Because everything that you want to do with your brand, and this book kind of perpetrates it throughout, is all about thinking about your ideal clients. So it's thinking about you because you want to love your brand, but it's also thinking about those people who are going to buy from you. What's going to attract them? What's going to bring them in? What are they drawn to? What is the message that you want to get across? So this book really makes you think about that.
I think that, and there's just quickly, there's a question. How should your ideal client feel when they look at your newly styled brand? And it is that feeling, isn't it? Yeah. I think it's about, this whole book is about creating a brand that inspires brand fans. And as Caroline said at the start, and you need to be your biggest brand fan. You need to be excited working through this book. If you're not excited working through this book, then you probably need to rethink your idea, I would say, because you need to feel that passion, and this is the kind of book that will inspire that passion.
Absolutely. There's some great advice as well about whether or not you're going to attempt to do your brand yourself. If you want to create things like your logo, there's some great advice, but also discussing whether or not you're better to outsource, and it really depends on your budget. I have to say, anything to do with brand, I really think that should be absolutely critical, that if you're not an expert in brand, you're probably best to do it with somebody, because it is such a critical part of your business and it affects so many different areas. But there's some great advice, some advice for what you should be asking if you're going, because I know when I launched my first business, I was like, brand? What is brand? What am I looking for? All I thought of was, logo. So some really good advice if you do want to kind of interview some different people to create your brand.
There's literally a list of questions so that you don't, it takes all the pressure off, you know exactly what to ask.
Absolutely. And then pulling together your brand elements, so pulling everything, your colour scheme, your typology, all those things that are so important. But yeah, what I really love is all the beautiful images as well. It feels like a really sophisticated book. It's a mixture of, obviously it's called How to Style Your Brand, so it's very stylish, but I think it's a really good book if you're thinking about kind of launching your business or you're thinking about having a refresh. I definitely recommend this is a good one to get you inspired and feeling good about it. So yeah, go buy it.